Oh, again with the fancy schmancy jargon. It's called a recessional. That's the bit where you've had the kiss and claps and cheers and the music's coming on and it's walking out. What do you do after that? You definitely need a plan. And I always sit down with my couples and say, like, what's your exit strategy? And I don't mean for exiting the marriage. I mean for exiting the ceremony space. Because unless you've worked out what you're going to do, it can be confusing for your guests and rob you a little bit of the vibe. One of the really good people to talk to about this is your photographer. And very popular at the moment now is couples doing a second kiss halfway down the aisle. And whether or not you've got bubbles or streamers or whatever, it's limited to what you can throw these days. It has to be biodegradable confetti. Like I know people that have chopped up leaves or collected rose petals. You can buy dried rose petals to use as confetti. If you're going to do little bubble things, it's always a really cool idea to get someone just on either side at the extreme edges with like a bubble cannon, like a proper like water pistol bubble thing, and they can fire over the top and they will all rain down on you. But everybody needs to know what's going to happen immediately afterwards because most of the weddings are outside in a park and that. It's not like you're walking out of a chapel and down the steps and everybody knows where you are. And there's a legitimate route that you're going to follow. So you've got to decide what you're going to do. I did one recently where we did Kiss the Bride, claps, cheers, and they walked part way down and the photographer did a sprint around to the front and they turned back around to face the front to do their second kiss, and the photographer was there, which meant they had their group shot with all their guests in that photo of them doing the second kiss. That was really cool. But often a good time to do a group shot of all your guests is fairly soon after the ceremony before people start getting a little bit raggedy, but not immediately because they're going to want to come and hug you and what have you. But definitely work out so that your celebrant can let the guests know exactly what's expected of them after the ceremony. You know, quite often at the start of, when I'm doing the housekeeping before anything starts, before anyone arrives, or before the bride arrives, I'll be like, and at the very end, what's going to happen is you're going to throw, and I'll teach people how to throw the confetti because you don't throw it at people, you throw it up in the air. And I'll say, so what you're going to do is, they're going to have a kiss and start walking, and I want you to start firing your bubbles over them. Then when they get to the end, they're going to step to the side and the bridal party will come out. Then please follow them and have a quick hug and a kiss, and sort of we'll give you 10 minutes for that, and then there's going to be a group shot over under that big fig tree. So listen out, because when it's time, I'll be calling you over to the fig tree for your group shot. Stuff like that. You've got to work out what you're going to do, otherwise it can fall flat and look a bit awkward. And what you really don't want to do after we've spent a lot of time creating a really good vibe is wreck it by people not sort of knowing what to do next. Okay?